What's up, everybody? Good morning. It's Friday, December 1st. How are you doing? What's going on? Man, it's all happening. I think the bull market is starting to feel like it's real. Are we feeling that? Or are we still worried? Okay. Sorry, I had to close that drawer. It was driving me crazy. These drawers in this desk are a little difficult to close, but that's all right. Man, I'm having a rough go at it personally. Had a bad 24 hours. There's only a few of us here, so I imagine it's the homies, the troop. So I'll just share a little bit with you just about what's going on in my life, not about the specifics of what's going on in my life, but what I'm sort of working on. And that's not making everything, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I know we just had Thanksgiving over here in the States. Christmas is coming up in a few weeks. I'm sure there's people out there that have real life things happening and it causes some trauma. You know what I mean? Maybe you have a sick parent. Maybe your relationship's in trouble. Maybe you did some stupid shit and you continue to have to pay for it. Struggle with your relationship with your kids. You have addiction issues. You have whatever it is, right? What I'm working on is I don't have all of those things, but I have a couple, I would suppose. And the one that's weighing on me the most can make me lash out. It makes me really angry. And it's kind of dimming the light a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working on not making everything. This is a separate thing than that. I don't need to be fighting with people because I'm angry about something else. So maybe that's an intention that you can see too. If you're noticing you're lashing out in your life because there's some bullshit happening, some injustice or something that you created, remind yourself that that person at the store or that show that you do or that CEO of a foundation isn't part of it. Anyways, yeah, man. Today's one of those days that I usually would have just canceled. You know what I'm saying? And just wallowed a bit. But maybe I can rally. We can have a good show and everything's going to be all right. Because in the end, everything is not everything, folks. We'll focus on this. So I think that Bitcoin, by the way, hit 39,000. Let's say what's up to the troop. What's going on? How are you guys doing? Weird Flex, you are indeed first. Albert, what's up? How are you guys doing? Good morning, Albert, but somehow third to like. What's going down? At least these other people are liking before you, Weird Flex. Good morning, 409. You're here. I appreciate you guys. Albert, yeah. Oh, so Yieldly, what's going on with that? Good morning, man. Weird Flex, I appreciate you, man, for listening. Sorry, Coop, I hope you get through it. I'll get through it, 409. I'll get through it. In the end, as a father, you just really realize that that's all that really matters. That's all that matters, man. But good morning, fellas. I appreciate you guys. The troops in the building. You guys are supportive. You're awesome. And you're not here for this. You know what I'm saying? You're here to talk about algo. You're here to talk about Bitcoin. You're here to talk about the markets. We're here to have, great to see the new fiddle. Thanks, man. Yeah, somebody donated that to the ReCoop. I don't know if it was on accident or if it was somebody that watches the show down the street, but we're fully decorated over here now. The bunker's taking shape. Do you guys like the too much green? I'm worried about the too much green. Should I go back to that slate gray back there? Kind of throwback to the original set? I still need to make this a little less echoey in here, but we're working on it and we're going to get there. You know what I'm saying? I've seen some things that concern me about this new bull market. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I have somebody coming over later today to help them set up a Coinbase. If that's not the sign of a bull market, what the hell else is? So it's good. People are talking. People want to get in mainly on Bitcoin because the narrative is strong. People are starting to understand. They have friends that are telling them to do these things, and they know I'm the guy that can help them do these things. So I've got a few dudes been reaching out to me for help. Hey, man, what's a Web3 wallet? Hey, how do I just need to buy some Bitcoin. I got some cash. I want to buy some Bitcoin. I'm hearing that it's A sure thing next year. Oh boy. Doesn't that sound like trouble? It's a sure thing. Oh boy. My first reaction is, well, I'm also confident, but it's certainly not a sure thing. But like I said, I see a couple of narratives that seem disingenuous to me that concern me a bit. But at the same time, I also see that all all the rumors are that they're going to approve these spot Bitcoin ETFs at the beginning of the year, in the first couple of weeks of the year. And I don't know. You don't want to fight these guys. You don't want to fight the Fed, man. It might not be the Fed doing this, but it might as well be the Fed. And it seems like the Fed likes Bitcoin. So we'll see. And we all know, as long as Gary doesn't get too aggressive, which I don't think he's going to do in an election year anyways, they're going to go after, we know who he's going after. We'll talk about it. Anyways, let's check the news. I really haven't looked much. I did see that Bitcoin was up about like the 39. I think it got over 39. Maybe I saw it and then it corrected, and then I saw it climbing and trying to take 39 again. So maybe it has, who knows? But let's just dive into the news and we'll see what's going down. All right. All right. Thank you, Weird Flex. All right, brothers. All right, brothers in arms. What am I talking about? All right, let's share the screen and let's get down. Let's get to it. It's Friday. It's Friday. I haven't been so happy for a Friday, and probably I used to work on Fridays, so I haven't been happy for a Friday in a long time. All right, and I'm happy for this Friday. Tomorrow, I get to take my kid to an all-day soccer. It's definitely not soccer. Nobody cares about soccer in this house. I do. I'll watch it. I'm excited. It's going to be in the U.S. I think there's going to be some World Cup games in the city I live in now. So we'll see if I still live here. But if I do, I'll definitely want to check that out. All right, let's check out CNBC real quick. Let's check it out. All right, man. All right. The Dow jumps 200 points. More than that. It's up 0.75 of a point. The market is raging. The Dow has been performing. They're thinking that the Fed is done hiking and that they're going to probably start cutting rates a lot sooner than you think. They're going to want to cut rates. There's going to be some political games next year. Are you aware? And so they're going to do what makes the stock market and hopefully also the economy boom. So if they have any levers to make the stock market look good next year, they're going to do it. Nobody wants all the talk to be about how the stock market's tanking, we're in a recession, inflation. They're going to do any kind of manipulative tool to make these markets boom next year because the incumbent party is going to want to get reelected. Fed Chair Powell calls talk of cutting rates premature and says more hikes could happen. Okay, it doesn't exactly fit the narrative I just said, but they'll say these things. They say all types of things, folks. Inside Apple's chip lab. Okay, no, don't care. This guy that wears too much makeup is expelled from Congress. Pfizer to discontinue twice daily weight loss pill due to high rates of adverse side effects. The 10 years down. Tesla's sideways, but red, I guess. Sandra Day O'Connor, the first woman on the Supreme Court, dies at 93. We're getting a lot of deaths. Of high-profile people. It seems to happen around this time of year. Anybody see any of the video of the Cybertruck? The slow rollout, I think, is probably the best thing that's ever happened to the Cybertruck, because when I first saw it and then they threw the thing at it and it broke the window, which was pretty funny, I was like, who the hell is going to drive these things? But now I'm sort of used to it. And then they show you all the cool stuff that it does. It's like, well, all right, Elon, give me one of these crazy futuristic mobiles that I can go camping in and work out of. Charlie Munger said Berkshire Hathaway would be worth a double if he and Buffett used leverage. Those crazy people didn't use leverage, huh? People are starting to pick up on the scam. With or without loan forgiveness, fewer students are enrolling in college. People are starting to pick up on the scam. We definitely need to make college more affordable. Pfizer's down actually pretty significant. Not significantly, never mind. I mean, it's down 5% almost. All right. Let's just look at Bloomberg real quick. Not that we're going to read anything here because I still have not subscribed again. Powell brushes off rate cut bets as Fed moves carefully. But that's not, people don't believe it. I'd like to have, is this Marlon Brando's $5 million? I'd like to own that. That would be cool. Can't read it. But it would be fun to have Marlon Brando's Rolex, that's for sure. If I had fuck you money, that would be something that I would want to own. Binance's VIP traders got sneak peek of record U.S. crypto. Insiders were told the crypto exchange would survive its U.S. legal woes. Of course. All right. Nothing. Stories for you. Putin seizes rights to St. Petersburg airport from foreign investors. Okay. Bonds up as Powell pushback lasts a few seconds. Yeah, people aren't listening to Powell right now. I think it's because they know that they're going to do what they need to do to make the markets look good. Coca-Cola is the best place to work to get ahead in your career. So go get a job at Coca-Cola. That is an indestructible brand, isn't it? Just Coca-Cola, man. I like the Mexican Coke the best. But, that's like, I don't drink soda anymore, but I will have a Coke. I will have a Coke, especially a Mexican Coke. I'll drink it. I'll drink a Coke. And if I go to the movie theater, I'll drink a cherry Coke. Those are the two sodas that I will continue to have. I like that stuff still. All right. Let's go to CoinDesk real quick. So Bitcoin didn't hold on to 39, but it's right up there. Elon Musk inspired, go fuck yourself. Cybertruck token surge among microcrap punters, like for sure. My mush mouth calling it microcrap is 100%. I'm so tired of it, to be honest. Like when I see people shilling these stupid coins, I'm so tired of it. I don't have any more patience for it. I'm exhausted. It's dumb. And it's just, there's less and less people that give a shit. All right, what is Grayscale doing? Grayscale setting up for Bitcoin ETF race by hiring industry veteran from Invesco. John Hoffman spent over 17 years at investment manager Invesco and will lead Grayscale's distribution and partnerships team. Crypto asset manager Grayscale has hired that person we just read about. Hoffman, an ETF veteran, spent over 17 years as an investment manager Invesco. The Grayscale team is thrilled to have John. Invesco is one of the biggest issuers of ETFs in the U.S. with currently over 200 ETFs traded. The company recently suffered another big departure, Anna Paglia, who served as global head of ETFs. She left to join State Street, the investment management division of State Street, as executive vice president and chief business officer. Grayscale is hoping to convert its GPTC Bitcoin Trust into an ETF in January when the SEC decides whether to approve the launch of 13 potential spot Bitcoin ETFs, including that of BlackRock, Invesco, and Franklin. It's just like, it seems too obvious, doesn't it? And there are still shoes to drop. Me and my shoes, man. Me and my shoes to drop. But it just seems a little obvious. And we're going to look at some stuff that I was looking at in a second. There's also something that I just want to point out. And this was an article. I'm sure I can find it still on this site. It's probably pushed down, but I didn't queue it up, but it's got to be here. Cryptocurrency worth 1.5 million seized from former Ukrainian head of state communications. North Korean hackers Lazarus Group stolen $3 billion in crypto. KuCoin to provide $20,000 to ton. That's nothing, man. Polkadot is giving $120,000 to that altcoin daily guy for 3 videos. Poor Polkadot. I don't feel sorry for them, but that's just like such a ripoff. Like what? And it got passed. And they've got this guy that's been talking. I think his name is Crypto Chains, and he's been talking about, he's been in the ecosystem for a while, and his proposal got rejected because he asked for a lot of DOT to, and I guess his metrics aren't that great, and so they rejected it. And then now he's become like a broker or whatever, where he's like reaching out to these bigger influencers and he's taking a 10% cut. And so he got altcoin daily about, I think, 23,000 DOT, which at 550 a DOT, you can do the math. That's a lot of money to make 3 videos. And I think one of them was like, what is Polkadot? Altcoin daily, it says he has 1 million followers. I mean, I'm so tired of that class of influencers and their stupid Telegram chats that people pay for, and the way they are pathetically, I'm tired of it. I'm not a fan, But that's okay. I doubt they're a fan of me either. All right. Bitcoin eyes 40,000 as 1 billion in BTC. Okay. This is the article. This narrative is pissing me off. The Willy Woo guy also is saying this. And tell somebody, please, I'm open to being wrong about this. And I've said this, I think, all week, every single day this week, I've been talking about this celebration of BTC withdrawals from exchanges. And it suggests a bullish mood. No, I mean, am I wrong in thinking that this does not suggest a bullish mood? I mean, it does. There's definitely a bullish mood. I'm not saying that. But using this as an example, Binance, was it just last week? I mean, got fined $4.5 billion. CZ is not allowed to leave the United States for his court thing in February. The market completely and utterly did not react to that. And of course, people that are holding crypto on these exchanges are pulling it off, not out of, I'm going to hoard my coins. Maybe some of that, but isn't it just risk management, being like, I got to get my stuff off exchanges? What if something happens? Anything can happen at any time. It sort of feels like that, because if they are planning on passing this Bitcoin spot ETFs, these Bitcoin spot ETFs, is it only the Binance story? Is it only Binance that they need to clear out before they feel like the manipulators are out of gas? Because there's a lot of stuff, and we'll talk about it. We'll just look at it right now real quick. I see this article on the block. We can check other things, but look at, okay, Circle says it doesn't service Justin Sun in a letter to U.S. senators refuting claims about illicit finance activities. All right, so this is an article from yesterday. In a letter to Sherrod Brown and Elizabeth Warren, they're not fans of crypto. I don't know if you knew that. Circle refuted what it said were false claims that facilitated illicit financing activities. It also said it does not provide banking services to Justin Sun, the Tron Foundation, or HTX Huobi. Circle does not facilitate directly or indirectly or finance Hamas or any other illicit actors, nor does Circle bank Justin Sun, the company said in the letter. Neither Mr. Sun nor any entity owned or controlled by Mr. Sun, including the Tron Foundation or Huobi Global, currently have accounts with Circle. To date, the U.S. government has not specifically designated Mr. Sun or his entities as specially designated nationals. Nonetheless, Circle terminated all accounts held by Mr. Sun and his affiliated companies in February of 2023. The Tron Foundation and HTX did not immediately respond. The crypto finance company's chief strategy officer, Dante Disparte, penned the letter in an effort to refute false claims made by the Campaign for Accountability, which earlier this month sent a letter to Brown and Warren and advised them to turn their attention to the role crypto entrepreneur Justin Sun, his blockchain Tron, and the US-based stablecoin issuer Circle may be playing into the financing of terrorist organizations. So the idea, most likely from the Campaign of Accountability, is that they're printing their fake stables and then sending them to Circle, not the fake stables, but swapping to USDC, going to Circle and cashing out to fiat. And of course they've been doing that. And of course the United States has proof that they've been doing that. And Circle got hopefully out ahead of it by debanking them in February. The alleged role crypto organizations may play in facilitating the financing of terror groups has been a contentious topic ever since Hamas attacked Israel last month. The SEC Commission sued Sun in March over the unregistered offer and sale of 2 crypto asset securities. Nobody really cares about that. But the fact that Circle, even before the U.S. has designated Justin Sun a person of whatever they called it, a specially designated national, they're getting ahead of what they know. And then obviously, because of this accountability office or whatever the hell it is, wants to make sure that everybody knows that Justin Sun does not have access to Circle. Okay. We weren't able to read this at Bloomberg, but we can read the blocks recap. Okay, Binance's VIP traders were forewarned of a $4 billion settlement penalty. Binance's VIP traders were privy to the crypto exchange's impending $4.3 billion settlement with U.S. authorities. The settlement was reportedly discussed at a private dinner. You guys can see all this, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Privy to the crypto exchange's impending, okay, blah, blah, blah. A private dinner for some Binance's biggest traders who were attending a conference in Singapore in September. Binance's biggest traders attending a conference in Singapore this September were privy to the crypto exchange's forthcoming settlement during a luxurious private dinner. The exclusive gathering, held in the sophisticated 1880 members-only club, saw a select group of market makers and traders referred to as VIPs gain insight into Binance's impending legal turmoil amidst a setting of American Angus beef and Australian truffles. Okay. Ooh, yes. American Angus beef. I mean, it's good beef. Okay, that's a weird detail. It's not like it's like, I think there's other things that would be more impressive, like Wagyu or Kobe or like American Angus. All right. The attendees broke off into smaller groups and reportedly quizzed Binance executives on the company's legal troubles, raising the likelihood of a $4 billion fine and leaving convinced the firm could afford and would pay it. Binance's now former CEO, CZ, was notably absent, while Richard Tang, who replaced CZ, was there but asked not to be identified discussing the private gathering. However, the bottom line was that Binance would survive. A Binance spokesman told Bloomberg the depiction of the event was inaccurate but declined to identify which aspects were wrong. 2 months later, U.S. authorities, including the Department of Justice, the Treasury, and CFTC, settled with Binance, $4.3 billion, and included criminal charges. The DOJ has been investigating Binance and its executives since 2018. Zhao agreed to step down. He also posted a $175 million bond. His sentencing is scheduled for February of 2024, and he'll have to stay in the U.S. ahead of the hearing, at least until a further review is conducted. If Zhao fails to show up at the court in February 2024, he will face up to 10 years imprisonment and a fine of $250,000. CZ's decision to step down, known for months. Zhao's absence was not just confined to this event. He also missed Binance's conference in Istanbul, choosing instead to stay near his Dubai residence in the UAE. Doesn't have an extradition agreement with the U.S., but Zhao voluntarily flew to the U.S. to attend last week's hearing. Zhao has been preparing to step down since May, according to 4 people familiar with conversations during Binance's leadership calls. A possible deal with the DOJ earlier in the year fell through after some officials pushed for him to personally face a stiffer penalty, according to a person with direct knowledge of the matter. There you go. So the rich people got the heads up, folks. So yeah, I wouldn't be too bearish right now. I have to remind myself to not be too bearish, because yes, Justin Sun, Tether are looming, and yes, it does seem at least possible. I would say, it's certainly significantly more than zero that we're going to have a big correction. They're creating significant FOMO right now, and you would think, if you look at history, there would be, before the big pump, the great pump of 2024. I would think it's going to happen, but it very well might not. So, make your own decisions on that. I have no answers for you. All right, let's look at prices. All right, Bitcoin at 38.8. It's up almost 3% over the last 24 hours and up about the same over the last 7 days. Ethereum is up almost 3% over the last 24 hours. So these guys have been performing well the last 24 hours, because yesterday we were looking at high 37s, mid 37s, and low 2000s. So it's in the same exact range. Binance BNB is down a bit over the last 7 days. Still in the green over the last day. XRP is trying to get 61 cents. Sol's at 61 cents, all green, 6%, 2.5, 2.75, yada, yada. Cardano is pretty much sideways, up a couple percent over the last 24 hours. Chainlink's looking to take back 15. Man, ton. Right up there. That's crazy. Look at that. 8 billion market cap. I know some of you watch it and are excited about, I know some of you that watch are excited about ton. And Polkadot pushing down a bit, but still doing okay. It's, up almost 4% over the last 7 days. Litecoin doing all right. Got out of that 60 range up into 72. So it's up almost 4% over the last 24 hours, outperforming Bitcoin, actually. How's the volume? The volume's pretty high, decent for nowadays. I mean, we used to be way higher than this, but it's not. It's over 20. Near is green. They're phasing out BUSD. That's going away. FTT is down 3%. It's at 4. Quant loves 100. Algorand looking green, trying to get back 14. A lot of cool stuff coming out of India. There's a lot of action happening in India. I wonder if that has something to do with the DWF partnership and being able to facilitate a lot of these partnerships and really take a foothold and a first mover in India. That's a great opportunity for Algorand. They've partnered up with a ton of different organizations. They are the first blockchain partner of the largest tech hub. So they're definitely making a play, and still out of one of the largest, the most populated country in the world, I believe. I think they just passed China. If not, they're number 2. Excellent play for Algorand. And you may not like the politics of it, but you got to appreciate the adoption. I have no idea what it will do for price. I feel like we're going to, it can't run. I don't believe, personally, this is not financial advice. I just don't think any run will happen. It'll always be kind of tamped down. If it can run, it can double if the market does it. But I get the feeling that it will underperform because DWF will be making some serious cash. All right. Let's look at Vestige. How's it going, Vestige? How you doing? Let's refresh. It's up 3% over the last 7 days, up 3% over the last day. Algo Dow token is pumping. Okay. Buttcoin. What's up, Butt? I'm going to sneeze, folks. Excuse me. Let's see. Opal gave up 10. It's down 5% in the last 24 hours, but it's been doing pretty good. Still right there by 10 cents. Gora's green, sponsor of the show, friends of the show. Yeah, over 26. We've been looking at them under 25. Look at old Coop. Look at that. Going on a hike. Badoot, badoot, doot, doot. Yeah, looking at almost 1.5 cents, folks. Up 5% over the last 24 hours. 1.5% over the last hour. Let's go, Coop. Badoot, boop, boo. So yeah, we're 117. Right there below Gora at 153. Then it's Opal, Vestige, DFly, Chips. Cool. Looks good. Let's check in on you guys. Let me just look at, do we even check the block fully? Little low energy today, folks. A little low energy. So I apologize for that if it's bringing you down or something. Tom Emmer, Lambas, Treasury Department recommendations for more control over crypto. Let's see what Tom had to say. I've always had this attitude: beware of the self-proclaimed savior that rides in on a white horse and tells you, "I'm here to protect you." I'm increasingly concerned about things like dollar. Oh, this is the Wally Ediembo. Okay, but Emmer pushed back on Ediembo's recommendations and noted that the Treasury had not yet responded to a letter he and other lawmakers sent it asking about how crypto played a role in Hamas financing. The agency did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Tell us what the issue is first. They want to swallow this all up into surveillance security state that they've created. We just can't let it happen. This is Congress's purview, not his. Cynthia Lummis, who is a member of the Senate Banking Committee, took a more measured approach on Thursday during the Blockchain Policy Summit when asked in a panel discussion about the Treasury proposal. I'm going to be looking specifically about what they recommend with regard to mixers and tumblers to see if that's an area where we can sit down with the Treasury. All right. Look at this real quick. All right. Recent SEC filings suggest a regulator could be lining up the approval of multiple proposals in early January. Window is officially January 5th to January 10th. Really, this means that any potential approval orders are going to come on either Monday, January 8th, Tuesday, January 9th, or Wednesday, January 10th. Mark your calendars, people. Those following spot Bitcoin ETF developments have looked ahead to January 10th, the deadline for the SEC to rule on a proposal by ARK Invest in 21 shares. An approval order could come before this date, but some believe the SEC would allow a bunch of Bitcoin ETFs to launch at once, meaning the regulator could wait for the comment periods for other competing proposals to conclude. The SEC is collecting public feedback for the proposed spot Bitcoin ETF by Franklin Templeton and Ashdex until January 5th. The regulator said in a Tuesday disclosure it had chosen to institute proceedings to determine whether to approve or deny the Franklin Bitcoin ETF. It filed a separate order seeking comments on the Hashdex product the same day. These filings to move along the proposal process of these ETFs came earlier than expected. The SEC's quicker turnaround than usual indicates it might be looking to line up a bunch of approvals at once after that period ends on January 5th. Because the regulator would not file spot Bitcoin ETF approvals on the weekend, Johnson noted the time frame between January 8th and January 10th would make sense. 5 days, not a lot of time to review comments. There's a good chance there won't be any unique comments to work through anyway, and worst case, they just get the approval shortly after the first cohort. The SEC could still choose to deny the current swath of spot Bitcoin ETF proposals, which include planned products by BlackRock, Fidelity, Invesco, and others. A spokesperson for the regulator has declined to comment on this matter. Bloomberg analysts have said they believe there's a 90% chance the SEC will approve these funds by January 10th. citing Grayscale's investment court August court win against the regulator and issuers' ongoing dialogue with the agency. So, whatever you believe the markets are going to do, I mean, is this going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news? Or is this just up only through the halving, and then Christmas next year is going to be glorious? So I don't know. I would definitely be, if you are bearish, I would definitely hedge on the bull side. And if you're ultra bullish, you probably, if you have dry powder, you may want to just use some restraint just to make sure you can take advantage of something if it does happen. But, a lot of people that aren't great at this just buy it. They just buy it when they want to. And because they're seeking a whole coin or something, they just buy it. And that works for them too. That works. So it just depends on what you're doing. Some of us are so engaged that we like to play around a little bit and try to win a little bit. And when you try to win, sometimes you lose. But if you don't try to win, sometimes you lose too. Doesn't know her age. Okay, let's hear what she has to say. SEC's Hester Pierce doesn't know what her agency is trying to accomplish. There doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason for a lot of cases we bring. Pierce's agency brought a total of 784 enforcement actions during the 2023 fiscal year, a 3% increase from 2022, largely thanks to SEC Chair Gary Gensler's escalating interest in the cryptocurrency space. The SEC increased its enforcement actions involving security offerings by 48%, one of which was the agency's case against NFT issuer Stoner Cats. I don't really view it as my primary objective to stop people from purchasing Stoner Cats, Pierce quipped. We need to just also remember that there's a lot of traditional securities fraud going on, and resources that were spent going after Stoner Cats are not being spent to go after other actors. The trend of taking its battles to the courts is not new for the SEC, and Pierce has made her criticism of the strategy known. I will say that litigation is not the most effective way to carry out regulations. The SEC's case against Library, a saga that eventually ended in the content sharing platform shutting its doors last month, was a particularly troubling instance. I was really heartbroken that we were bringing the case. Here was a project that had actually built a functioning blockchain that was being used, and there had been efforts made to try to launch in a way that was consistent with the securities laws. We have to make resource allocation decisions. Where does it make sense to spend our resources? Library is just a case where I would have made a different call. I really can't tell you definitively, she said. We need to stick to the mandate Congress gave us and not extend beyond that. Looking ahead, when asked what she envisioned the SEC's endgame in terms of crypto to be, Pierce didn't have an answer. And that's when she said, I can't tell you definitively. All right. Let's see what's going on here. Anything? What's going on Twitter? Avalanche is trending. That's for me. DeSantis, they had that odd debate that I did not see. All right, nothing. All right, what's going on in the chat? And let's sign off for the day. All right, folks, let's see. Coop just scrolled right past the algo coverage at top right without saying anything. This guy's worse than all. Wait, what was he? What did I? What site check? Was this on? Where was it? CoinDesk? I'll look at CoinDesk. Is there algo coverage that I scrolled past? Go fuck yourself. Ukrainian. Cardano. KuCoin. Okay, so it wasn't on CoinDesk. Blockworks. Where was it, Shek? I don't see it. The block? Okay. Where's your algo coverage? Where did I miss it? Hit the like, y'all. Okay, I love you guys. I'm going to get down there. Look at the volume on algo 150. Oh, shit. That's insane. I mean, that just shows you that they're really working this, that market. But 150 million algo volume? I didn't even see that. That's the best for a long time. Absolutely more. I mean, that's crazy. India is a huge play. Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Good mornings. I think it was CoinDesk. Okay, thanks. So now that you guys are there. Poker at 7:15 Eastern. I think the Womp Crew's playing some it was where the Cardano ad is, guy. So it was CoinDesk. That was sponsored. Guys, it was sponsored. Hey, if we're going to read sponsored, we might as well just go to the Algo Foundation site. Am I not? I'm not sharing, obviously. Let's just look at the site real quick. I'm not trying to skip it. I think this is good stuff. You heard me talk about it. I like real things. All right. It's December 1st. This is the first of many algo holiday celebration you'll see this month. 'Tis the season for NFTs. We're thrilled to announce the Festive Frames NFT contest. Join us in celebrating the holiday spirit on chain. Submit your Christmas-themed algo NFTs, whether it's a cherished piece or a new creation. If you're the holder, it's eligible. That's a pretty Christmas tree. Algo Gems. Still kicking. Shout out to Algo Gems. Watch the Algo Foundation in New Delhi. Tune in to conversations. This is probably what it was. Did you guys watch the day 2? Medical cannabis is now on chain. Supply chain traceability platform Whole Chain announces its customers. Hemp Street India is migrating to Algorand mainnet. Whole Chain empowers enterprises to collect, manage, and share supply chain data using GS1 standards. Whole Chain connects previously disconnected suppliers by mapping entire networks. Whole Chain is set to support partners globally at scale in a sustainable way. They're improving connections through APIs and supporting the adoption of traceability at scale and across industries and user-friendly interface, blah, blah, blah. Learn more about Whole Chain. Go learn more about that. If you'd like some what is it? What's Ayurveda? Ayurvedic? Marijuana. It's all good. What they're doing in India is all good. There's nothing wrong with it. They got some weird bedfellows, and that might be very, very off-putting to you, but they're definitely making inroads. So hopefully that yields results. I wanted to look at this volume though, because I didn't even notice that it was 150 million. That's insane. Look at that. 155 million in volume in the last 24 hours. Over 1.1 billion tokens have moved in a volume. Literally the same amount in dollar market cap. So they're trading it. That's for damn sure. Appreciate you, Rumi. I don't do this for free. I do it for the likes. Thank you, Vince. Scottish Aberdeen Angus beef. Look at that volume. Yeah, we just talked about that. That's insane. India's a huge play, and you're absolutely right, Weird Flex. Hello, everyone. Good mornings, good evenings. What's up, Mel? Thanks for tuning in again. Good evening, Mort. It's pay-to-play game, man. That's for show. For show. I think it was CoinDesk. It was where the Cardano sponsored us. It was. Yeah, it was an ad. It was. Hey, but you know what? That's the right place to put ads. Not going to be negative about it. It was hidden by the man. This conspiracy goes deeper than we thought, boys. We gotta get him. We gotta get him. I mean, I will say this, by the way, our buddy, friend of the show, friend of Algorand, lover of Algorand, constant, persistent supporter of positivity of Algorand, Michael Jordan, complained to CoinDesk about there not being a new article about Algorand in over a year. And guess what, folks? They responded to him. And then now we're seeing new articles in the Algorand section. So the hard work that guy puts in, the relentless positivity that he musters, and even when he's attacked, like, I mean, that dude is definitely somebody that you should be following on Twitter if you don't already follow. Support that guy, especially if you love Algorand and you're looking for it to succeed, because that is absolutely what that boy wants. All right, folks. Well, that's it. You know what I mean? I did it. I got through the week. Is that the goal? This is the goal, to just survive the week. Sometimes it is. All right, everybody, take care of yourself. Remember, everything is not everything. Try to keep things where they are and what they are, and be real about it. You know what I'm saying? Everything's going to be all right. I appreciate you guys, especially the guys that are showing up every single day. And I do this for us, folks. If there's value, I hope there is. If there isn't, then I'll stop doing it. But I think there is. I like hanging with you guys. I like informing myself every morning and maybe giving you a thought or two about what I think. And I'll probably just turn this into a, like I'm already naturally doing. It's not going to just be this, scrolling the news. It's going to be everything. It's going to be a more rounded show. Why not? Why not? I'm just going to show up and give you what I got as best as I can, even through the storm. All right, everybody. I appreciate you. I'll see you